Price change. One of the most often appearing thing in the store is actually changing the price. So what do we mean by changing the price? The changing the price is changing the price tag, which is here. It can be also on the product, or it can be here below the product. Price change process generated 7% of costs in the test store, but it actually allowed us to generate 16% of all savings we did during the optimization. Just before we go into how we did it, a quick explanation what we are talking about. How does it look like? So first of all, you would have the printing and preparation of the new price tags. So it would be done by the office specialist in the office of the store, and he would print every day around 300-400 prices to be changed during the day. Then he would call 4 to 7 sales reps to the office and hand them prices, the new price tags, and they would go back to their places, look for all sorts of equipment you need to change the prices. So sometimes it was a ladder, sometimes it was a scissors, sometimes it was a knife we could use to cut, or a dustbin. So what we have noticed there was actually the time they needed to do it was very high, especially due to lack of tools. And now just to show you how it looked on the store. So here you've got the sales reps. Every one of them is somewhere in his department. And now what happens is once this lady, which is here, prints out all the price tags, the new price tags, she calls them. So they go. And obviously you would have 5 to 7 people going there every day, getting the stuff and going back. Remember that this store is actually quite big. It's 4,000 square meters. So this is not a short distance, and it takes quite a lot of time. So what we did was actually we changed the order. So we made the lady go to each and one of them and give them the price tags. So you, instead of 5 to 7 people going around, you would have just one. Obviously, you would have a problem with the lady finding the people, because here they stand still, but normally they would be in different alleys. So as the next iteration, what we did was we introduced pigeonholes for every department. So there would be somewhere here. And in this way, she didn't have to look for the sales rep. She would just put them in the pigeonhole. So also the distance she was covering was much smaller. So this was a huge source of savings. The other savings was due to the fact that we didn't have sufficient number of infrastructure and tools. So we introduced more scissors and scanners to be allocated around the store. Then also everything you need to move the pallets around, so forklifts. Then also ladders and dustbins, because sometimes when you remove the prices, you'd need a dustbin to throw in. Normally they would go straight to the warehouse, which was at the very end of the store. So the results was like this. So before the optimization, every price change was almost $300 per change. Once we introduced all the changes, we went down to $100. So in the case of the store, we would have a savings of almost $4,000 per store. So this actually, given that you have 70 stores, gives you hefty 3.3 million per year, because this is per month, obviously. So as you can see, the savings are huge. I'll show you now in Excel in details how look the calculation and what was changed in which place. Price changes calculation in Excel. Please open the file others version 2, and then in the sheet master you will find all the processes done by one of the groups. When you click on the link, you'll go to specific process. So let's go to price change, the one we're going to discuss now. As you will see here, we've got, again, as it was done in the workshop example, 2 states. Currently, what is the cost and what is the target. And then here in the column B, we show all the stages of the price change. So we've got the preparation of the new price, then the preparation for distribution. Then we've got handling of new prices to the sales reps, changes of the prices, the physical ones, here in 16. Then in row 22, we've got the feedback from sales rep on discrepancies. So them saying that some prices were printed in not sufficient number, or there is something wrong. Then obviously additional printing of prices done by the specialist in the office, handing over the prices again by the sales to the sales reps, and changes of the price one more time. And this gives us the cost of one change. If you go one by one, you will see actually the biggest change is actually here. So the change of prices. And this is due to the fact that we drastically reduced time needed for one price change. So one price tag was done in 3 minutes. Here you've got it in F18, and we managed, by adding more tools, we managed to go down to 1 minute, since there were like a lot of them being done during one change. So it's like 1 and 5 per 3 people, so it's like actually 300. This actually generated the huge savings here. So this is actually one of the things that generated the biggest savings. The other difference is coming from handling of the new prices. So the change I showed you in the way the prices were handed over. So this is a small one, so it makes some difference in the math. So out of this, we've got the difference in the monthly costs, and then this multiplied by the number of months and number of shops gives us the total potential savings for the whole organization. So as you can see, with small changes, because we actually changed one element here, we gave them more tools, and then we also changed the way the handling of the prices is being done, we managed to save them a lot of money. And the funny thing is also that this was difficult for them to notice, and only after they went down into details and measured with great details using the watch and looking at the people, the time they could actually somehow address this issue.